So, when you think of New York City, what comes to mind? Probably the big stuff, right? The Empire State Building, Central Park, the Statue of Liberty. But what if I told you the city's real stories, its most incredible secrets, aren't just in those famous landmarks? What if they're happening right now, behind totally ordinary-looking doors? Today, we're going to peel back the layers and uncover some of that history hiding in plain sight.
I mean, seriously, what if the walls of that random office building you walk past every day, or that doctor's clinic on the corner, could actually tell you about the legends who created, celebrated, and even fought inside them? Well, that's the tour we're taking today. We are going to uncover the secret musical history hiding all across Manhattan. We're going to hit up 3 unassuming locations. Each one looks totally normal from the street, but trust me, each one holds a critical piece of music history. From modern-day hitmaking to a rock god's tragic dream, all the way to the flashpoint of a legendary explosive conflict. Okay, our first stop takes us to the historic NoHo neighborhood. We're heading inside a building that was once famous for, manufacturing silk. But today, it's weaving something entirely different, the actual sound of modern music.
So this place is the Cutting Room Studios. It's a super high-end, multi-room spot that was founded way back in '95, and it's a major creative hub for everything from recording music to producing film audio in Dolby Atmos. And the client list? Oh man, it's basically a who's who of today's biggest stars.
For starters, the Grammy-winning superstar Cardi B has laid down some of her absolute biggest tracks right here in these rooms.
And the iconic Lana Del Rey, with her incredible cinematic soundscapes, she's used these very rooms to craft that unique style of hers.
You've even got hip-hop royalty like A$AP Rocky, making this a go-to spot, which just proves its status across every genre. And of course, multi-platinum artists like John Legend. The point is, behind this anonymous door in an old silk building, the actual soundtrack of our time is being created. Okay, so from the modern day, let's jump in the time machine.
We're going to step back in time. We're heading downtown to Greenwich Village, to an address that perfectly, and I mean perfectly, captures our theme of hidden history. Because from the outside, this place looks about as rock and roll as a doctor's checkup.
And this is what's so wild. You look at the building, and upstairs, it's Mount Sinai Doctors, a totally normal place for primary care, family medicine, you get it. But in the basement of that very same building lies Electric Lady Studios, one of the most legendary, most mythic recording spaces in the entire world. So, Electric Lady was the brainchild of the one and only Jimi Hendrix. He poured his whole vision into creating this perfect creative space, a studio with no limits. But the story of how it started, well, it's marked by this really tragic irony.
And this just lays out the bittersweet history so perfectly. After all the work to build his absolute dream studio, it officially opened on August 26, 1970. Just a few weeks later, on September 18th, Jimi Hendrix was gone. He barely even got a chance to use the space he created. He left behind this legendary studio with, a ghost in its walls.
All right, for our final location, we're heading right into the chaotic heart of the city, Times Square. Here, on the 10th floor of a pretty generic office building on 7th Avenue, a studio became the absolute epicenter of a feud that would define an entire era of music.
Welcome to Quad Recording Studios. For decades, this place has been a central hub for pop, R&B, and hip-hop. I mean, the client list is just staggering. We're talking Beyoncé, Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone. It is without a doubt a top-tier studio for music's biggest stars.
You've got modern legends like the late, great Brooklyn drill pioneer Pop Smoke, who recorded some of his most influential work right here.
It's also where genre-bending superstars like Lil Nas X have worked their magic and completely redefined pop music within these walls.
And proving its incredible staying power, it's been a creative home for pop icons with these enduring legacies, like the legendary Mariah Carey.
But Quad's fame isn't just about #1 hits. Its name is forever, and I mean forever, linked to one of the most infamous and pivotal moments in the history of hip-hop.
Now, to really get what happened, you have to understand the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry of the mid-90s. This wasn't just some beef. It was an intense, public, all-out war between artists and labels from New York and LA that would escalate with truly tragic consequences. And it all ignited right here.
Okay, so picture this. November 30th, 1994. Tupac Shakur's on his way up to a session at Quad, but in the lobby, he gets ambushed, shot 5 times and robbed. Now get this,
Upstairs at that exact moment are his rivals, the Notorious B.I.G. and Puffy Combs. Tupac survived, and he went on record publicly accusing them of setting him up. That single event, right there in that lobby, is widely seen as the exact moment the Cold War between the coasts turned hot.
So there you have it. We've been to 3 different addresses across 3 different eras with 3 completely different stories. And they all bring us right back to our central idea. History isn't just something you find in a museum. It's right there, on the street.
And when you lay it all out like this, you see this powerful timeline of music history, right? You've got the cutting room, which represents today's hit-making machine. Then there's Electric Lady, which stands for the mythic creation story of a true rock icon. And finally, Quad Studios, forever marked by a historical conflict that literally changed a genre forever.
And that is really the big takeaway here. The most powerful moments, these moments of creation, of fame, of conflict, they don't always happen on some grand stage. A lot of the time, they're happening in basements or on the 10th floor of some office building, behind doors you wouldn't even look at twice.
It really makes you wonder, right? The next time you're walking down a street you've walked down 100 times, take a second look at the buildings around you. What stories are they holding on to? What hidden histories are just waiting to be discovered?